Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. So with the live arena now available to a beta group of players, so a limited number of players, we've managed to pick up some of the things that need to be improved in order for the live arena to be better once it's officially launched to everybody. So honestly, before we get started, everybody is getting the rewards now from the milestone rewards as they complete the live arena. This will not change much, as when things go live, everybody will be reset to the rating, which is 900, which is 0 basically, and everybody will need to still climb back up again. The only difference will be players who have these bronze chests or more available to them, but those do not affect the live arena. It only affects dungeons, clan bosses, and the potion keeps. Okay, so having that in mind, there's no real issue, I would say, with players getting these rewards right now. That being said, it's only a limited number of players. It's also, most of them are big spenders from what I've seen that are in these beta, so they would pass you anyway. The majority of you players who are free to play, low spenders, even mid spenders, they would pass you anyway. Anyway, that being said, what needs to be improved in the live arena? I've noticed this in the couple of fights that I've done. As you can see, I've got 175 medals up there on the top, so I've done multiple fights plus the refreshes. Some of the things that I do like about the arena is the excitement. Okay, the excitement of getting into a fight. You see your opponent, okay, and every action that you do has a reaction. You won't be using your cooldowns every single time they're up, because that does not make sense always. And on auto, the AI just does it and doesn't really care. Okay, so what needs to be improved in live arena? First things first, these tokens right here on the top. As you can see, I've got 3 out of 5 with 2 minutes left for the new live arena session to begin. What I would love to see is these tokens passing over to the next day, or going back to your inbox when the day is over, especially if you use gem refreshes. If you use the free refreshes, I would be okay with them being lost, but the gem refreshes, those will hurt, because sometimes the fights you have no control over how long they go, and you might end up finishing the live arena for the day. So this is the schedule that we have currently. So you finish the live arena, let's say at 4 UTC. If you have some outstanding tokens there, then you won't be able to use them until tomorrow, and then tomorrow it resets basically to 5 out of 5, so you lose them. So I would love to see some kind of system where the pay tokens go back into your inbox. We don't have it for any kind of other arena at the moment, so I highly doubt that this will happen, but this needs to come, because this is not based on you and is not up to your control, especially when the live arena will be locked out to 8 hours basically per day once this is officially live. Once this is officially live, they'll have a different schedule from what I understand, and it won't be the one that we have currently, since this is the one for mostly testing purposes. And I believe it's their working hours, where they're in the office. That's why they have them at these hours. Once it's officially live, I believe the schedule will be different than this, but also it needs to be at a very reasonable time for everybody, and maybe open it up for 5 different time slots, just because the game is worldwide. So we have people over in the US, we have people in Europe, maybe Asia, Australia, so many different people from so many different locations. They need to have multiple different time slots. I would say 5 different time slots of 2 hours would be ideal instead of what we have currently. But you see on the screen though, this is only for basically today. Okay, today and tomorrow. I think on the 7th is when it stops, so the beta testing will be for a couple of days in there. It's good that we have the beta testing, because they're live testing everything and how it stresses their servers, because we already see some issues with the servers being stressed because of how we play, guys. And what I mean by that, once we are able to get into the fight in about 20 seconds, I'll be able to explain what exactly happens. But the decision making between, once you click on a skill and then you wait for the skill to happen, there's a few seconds of lag. And of course this is live arena, so you would expect this to happen, but that if that can be improved, I know it's live arena, but if that can be improved, then it would shave off some of the time spent playing the live arena, so that would be fine. And another thing which is very important, if you see my battle log here, you'll see I have 2 victories. That's not the point. The point is, this happened an hour 15 minutes ago, and this one was 58 minutes ago. It's not like I paused after this fight and then went to the other one. This fight went for about 12 minutes or so, and it wasn't that I used all defensive champions. I was using a proper team. Okay, the enemy was using a proper team. It's just that the way that the meta is at the moment, some of the battles can go up to 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and that can be very, very taxing to all players out there, especially players who don't have as much of the time anymore to play this game, especially with no quality of life things coming into the game to shave off that time. So what I would love to see is when you get into the arena, I would love to see some kind of punishment system for both players in the arena fight. So what that means is once I go into the fight and we start fighting, if either a number of turns go by or a number of minutes go by and the team is, the fight is pretty much stale, or there's a clear person who is the victor, who is victorious, okay, if that is pretty clear, then I mean, either some sort of punishment should be for the person losing or for both players, so it would punish both at the same time. And if one person is at a better position, let's say with more champions alive, that person would be able to get the victory. So what I mean by that, it's, let's say you're fighting for 5 minutes and that system gets enabled. Every single champion will start receiving 10% of their health as pure damage, and removes the shields also, I would say. And in that way, whenever a champion would get a turn, they would lose 10% of their health. That would be ideal. Okay, that would be ideal for this kind of system, so that we don't have the fights go on for 15 minutes or even 30 minutes. That is the maximum possible at the moment, which is really nasty, to be honest. Okay, that being said, that is not the only solution. Another solution would be if champions after a certain time start to multiply their damage. Let's say they do times the damage, and the same thing goes for supports. They do 2 times the damage. Same thing goes for damage dealers, so they can get through the supports. Or let's say a champion now becomes pure damage, but that would cause some issues. So I would say just double their damage and make things go crazy, just so that the fight is eventually over at a specific time. There's no reason for fights to go longer than 10 minutes. I would say even 5 minutes seems too long for me because of how the whole game is. I don't want to see this game be something that just drags, especially in live arena, which is the most exciting thing right now because of the ban and pick phase. I find this so entertaining and so important for the health of the game to have this sort of system within it. Okay, so as we would go into the arena right now, what I also want to see is my point taken right now. After the ban phase, there needs to be some sort of way that you change the order of your champions. This needs to be implemented into the game. This order of champions would change things really better, I would say. So here I think I'm just gonna ban the Sifi. Probably be okay. So here I although I chose the leader being Duchess, I would prefer if the order of champions was a little bit different, but we'll see on how the fight goes, and we'll see if this prolongs, so I can give you guys my point of the live arena. But so far there's a lot of things that I love about the arena. The whole aesthetics of the live arena, the sound is also very nice, and I do enjoy just listening to all the sounds that have been added for this new arena, and I'm talking about the music and all that. So Ugo will be nasty with all my buffs here, but he can only remove a couple. Let's see the fight. Leoris is went low. Surprising there that he went low. Might be able to take him out though. Might be able to take out Leoris before he actually attacks. That will be, I would say, crucial for this. So I'll sleep the Necrid and take out this guy. Okay. And slowly try to take them out. So yeah, as you would see this fight, this would go on for, let's say, a long time. You don't want to have this happening in all your arena fights. If you don't want to have that happening, you gotta set in a punishment system for both players. So yeah, let me just finish on the fight and I'll carry on with my point. Right, so that is done. The fight didn't go on for too long, 2 minutes 50 seconds. That was not bad, but imagine if these fights go on for long and you want to be playing this new feature. There needs to be a system that the fights don't go for longer than 5 minutes, and I think the punishment system would be a crucial part of this game. Everything else so far seems to be at a good point, especially the medal acquisition system. So 190 medals, that will help a lot with the new live arena section of the Great Hall bonuses, the area bonuses as they call them. The milestones seem very nice, especially getting a champion once you reach, this is gold 3 by the way. It will be difficult, but it is something for players to look forward to, and the fact that this champion does not get empowered easily is also a thing that will help players, you know, not feel so bad about not having that champion. Because if you didn't check, guys, this champion actually needs copies of Baron. All right, if you go here, click on the info tab, this guy needs copies of Baron to actually become empowered, which is, I doubt that any player does this unless he's like a mega whale with a Baron already +4 and then wants to make Quintus a little bit better. But Quintus, yeah, I don't think he's that strong to justify sacrificing Baron, but we'll have to see when the whole thing is live. Overall, I think live arena is something that was needed into the game. If we can get all these changes come in with this being live, then this would be an amazing new feature for the game. But also, Raid needs to focus on other areas to shave off the time that we spend in the game. This is something that we've almost always complained, I think, for Raid. I can't remember a time that I felt like, oh, it's fine, the dailies that we have and everything, it's fine, it's totally you know, reasonable. So yeah, if they shave off some of the time that we spend in the game and let us do some other parts which we find more entertaining, such as the arenas, then yes, we want to see changes, quality of life changes to the game. And that's it, guys, for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know not all of you have access currently to the beta of the live arena, but for now, just watch these videos, understand on how the points that we're making, and soon enough we'll have this live, and hopefully with some changes for the better. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.